time for your history nugget, all about the Hotel Monte Sano. It's Paula, Tisch, your favorite Huntsville realtor. And if you like these videos, please like and follow me on all the socials at List with Paula and right here on this YouTube channel. Welcome to the beautiful Hotel Monte Sano, atop the beautiful mountain, Monte Sano, right in the center of Huntsville with views all around of the Tennessee Valley and the Tennessee River and all the things. Today we're going to talk a little bit about the history of the hotel, which, by the way, no longer exists. And of course, we are welcoming our special history buff from the Lily Flag Signal podcast, Sue Ann Griffith. She knows all the details about this awesome hotel and what happened to it. So let's start by asking this. I know the mountain is called Monte Sano, not Monte Sano. And can you tell me a little bit about the history of that name?
Monte Sano translates to Mountain of Health, and that really played into this sort of marketing scheme, if you will, to draw visitors into the area, particularly the Hotel Monte Sano, sometimes phrased as Monte Sano Hotel, which opened in 1887. And because there was, and kind of is still, this idea of going out into nature, getting away from the city in order to better your health. And I even found accounts of people in the 1880s and 1890s going to Monte Sano to try to cure their illnesses faster by getting out of Huntsville proper and getting into the woods.
And what about the hotel?
So the people responsible for starting the hotel were pretty much the same group that helped bring a lot of the textile mills into Huntsville in the late 1800s, early 1900s. And having a health-centric resort area vacation destination just outside of the city really helped with their image of Huntsville as this bustling town, growing place. It's the location to be.
Exactly how big was it?
The hotel itself was huge. It had, or at least huge by those that time period standards, especially considering how small Huntsville was, especially compared to now. The hotel had over 200 rooms. It had bar, restaurant, there's billiards area. It had a telephone connection, which is really impressive for 1880s Alabama. A lot of other amenities, and for a while there was even a designated railway that would take people from downtown Huntsville up to the hotel.
I bet it took a while to get up there.
So you have to remember this was before all these nice paved roads going up Monte Sano. For example, we have Governor's Drive nowadays. And back then, if you wanted to get up to the top of the mountain, including to the hotel, your options were a stagecoach, which could be a pretty bumpy ride, or taking this Monte Sano Railway, which existed specifically to get people up to that hotel. And at its height, there were about a dozen or so trips up and down the mountain a day, so like 6 up, 6 down, and tickets were 25 cents. And since the hotel hosted a lot of events for locals, like they'd have like weekly dances, and some people would go up there just to see the place and then come back down that lived in Huntsville, it was pretty packed on those trains from what I could find. And it was also a great destination for, I mentioned earlier, wealthier, like out-of-towners trying to make this a vacation destination. So there was a lot of traffic.
Did any famous people stay at the hotel?
So yes, there were a lot of famous people coming into town. I saw in old newspapers from the time period, Vanderbilts, the Astors. There were also some well-known Alabamians like Helen Keller who came to Huntsville and stayed at the Monte Sano Hotel. And of course, running Lily Flag podcast, I of course have to mention that one of the parties in Lily Flag the cow's honor was actually held at the Hotel Monte Sano.
And finally, what happened to it?
The hotel was only open for the summer season, and not every year because they had some kind of monetary disputes towards the end, but it shut down for good at the end of the 20th century. And it's since been torn down, but there is still a historic marker if you want to visit the site. Nowadays, we do still have Monte Sano State Park. We've got hiking trails at Barrett, and also there's a lot of land trust trails up there. So there's still lots of options for people who want to get out of the city and visit Monte Sano.
A special shout out to Sue Ann Griffith of Lily Flag's Signal, a podcast, a great podcast all about the history of Huntsville. You can find it anywhere you find podcasts. I highly recommend you listen to it. And that's your Huntsville History Nugget for today.